So check this out. I want to talk about one of the key lessons that I've learned from moving to Paris in my 20s and now about to move to Switzerland. I've learned the power of visualization and affirmation. So what I mean by that is if you can have the power to visualize something that you want or a place that you want to go, you can visualize that every single day. I believe that your mind works in your favor to get you towards whatever that dream may be. And I've seen it happen in my life many, many times. Even when I was a college student and I used to dream about a different car that I wanted, I remember driving down the highway, like looking at my steering wheel, but then seeing a totally different steering wheel, right? Like I remember being in my first car, 1998 car. I remember just being in that car and then visualizing literally a new Lexus wheel, right? And I would visualize that every day, and I would start to feel what it was like to be driving that. And then years later, I was able to get that car, and it happened again with a Mercedes, and I was able to get that car. And so that was something, I think that was my first realization of the power of visualizing. Then, of course, moving to Paris was just on a whole other level. And it started just me actually seeing my friends go overseas. I had two friends that had a job with Delta, and they were just going overseas, going to China, going to Europe. And I was thinking to myself, wow, I want to be able to do that too. And the fact that I saw it, it gave me the belief. But then there's a step that goes from belief to experience. And there's a quote that says a belief is a poor excuse for an experience. And basically what that means is you can't fully believe something with your heart and in your mind until you experience it. And so once I saw my friends doing that, then I knew it was possible. And I said, okay, let me go and get this job too. And I was able to get it, which then I was able to go overseas and have totally new experiences. And the fact that I was able to experience a life and many situations overseas, it gave me the courage and the confidence that, hey, if I want to do this, if I want to move abroad and be a global citizen, I can do this. And just that thought, it became a habit to where every single day I would experience that. And we hear like so many, I don't know if your YouTube algorithm may be similar to mine, but there's so much talk about visualization, manifestation, making money, being an entrepreneur, making content, all this stuff. But I think it's super important to figure out where you feel like your heart is calling you. And it's my hope to speak to the people who they feel like their heart is calling them to move abroad, whether that be someone who's American like myself and wants to move overseas to Europe or Asia or Africa, anywhere, and you're just looking for the right way to do that. If you're an entrepreneur, there are plenty of ways where you can move overseas with your business, and they will welcome you as an entrepreneur, because being an American entrepreneur, for sure, anywhere on the planet is an asset, right? You are considered valuable, more really valuable. And so my goal is just to use my experience to speak to people that have that desire, because I've done it and I've experienced how visualizing can get you there, but also how being intentional about connecting with people can get you there. And again, I say this as I'm about 28 days away from going back to France and then moving to a new city about 30 minutes away from Switzerland. And my goal is to be able to move to Switzerland after, and to just further live in my purpose and build out my mental health startup, because I really believe that we're in a time now where there's a huge mental health crisis, and it's not just in the US, it's globally. Everywhere around the world, people are experiencing mental health issues, and it's a psychological issue. But what I'm talking about here, visualization, manifestation, setting your intentions, affirming what you want, all of that is a part of psychology. And so if I can just be a person who assists in this movement of saying, hey, take your mental health more serious, look into psychology, learn about how you can visualize something and attain it, learn about the power of setting intentions, learning about the power of just using your time wisely, and really making sure that you're taking in the right information and speaking the right things over your life. And as someone who is just still figuring it out myself, this whole thing here, this whole experience moving abroad, but also just making this video right now, is a experience of faith and feeling like, okay, I know I have some value that I can share from my time living abroad the past 3 years. And I know there are some people who would like to move abroad, who feel like it's part of their purpose to move abroad. That's how I felt. And if that's you want to learn more about that, I've created a whole program about it called Pack It Up University. But I'm also just here to have conversations. And so if that's you, you can comment, or you can go to my website, IamChristianBrown.com, and reach out to me there. And we can just have a conversation, because I believe that your rewards in life are in direct proportion with your service. That's Earl Nightingale said that. Your rewards in life are in direct proportion with your service. So me being intentional with this last quarter of the year is just trying to show up more in service. And so that's one of the ways, this is one of the ways that I can do that. It's just making these short YouTube videos where I can hopefully serve people, give people information that they want to learn and hear just by sharing my experiences and my lessons. So that's it. See you on the next one. Peace and love.